Hello, my loves and turtle doves. Granny's finally alone. I dropped my son off at the airport yesterday morning. Woo woo! I'm just checking in with you on this Thursday. Let's get it correct this time. Thursday, July 26th. It is 2:30 p.m. here in the great 2:30 p.m. here in the great state of Oregon. I got a little mini grocery haul here, and then we got to do some other stuff right quick. And lower it down so you can see better. All right. Let's see. What do we do here? I happen to love Sargento cheese, and I happen to love the Colby pepper jack. Try to put stuff in the fridge as I go. And of course, we had to have the donation from the cow. Just a small one this time. So used to getting a big one with my grandchildren, but it's just me, so. And I needed some cream cheese. You hear a sound in the background, that's the air conditioning. I absolutely love the Magnum ice creams. This happens to be the double raspberry. Deliciosa. There's only 3 for $3.97, but I'm willing to forego that price for a little bit of pleasure right there. Let's see, Stop, Drop, and Roll On, Ellen MC, and Stephanie, Nicole, hello, woo, woo. Grandma's all alone finally. So anyway, let's put this in the freezer. And I don't know about you all, but when I drink soda, sometimes I cannot drink a whole can. You know how you want to take a few sips out of a can? So I will get, I think this is about $1.24, the little mini itty bitty cans, right? So, and I like my soda. My soda has got to be give me an ice cream headache as I sip it kind of deal. You know what I mean? I do not like warm soda. Ugh. It has to be like ice cold. So, I'm trying to put all these items right quick. Okay. And I told you already about the Powerades. This is the lemonade type flavor. I just call this the blue one. Matches my shirt. Oh, and for 72 cents, not bad, girls. 72 cents for the bread. And then, of course, their wheat bread it went up from 88 cents to 99 cents. Grandma wasn't happy, but that's life. Okay, hold on. What else we got here? Your standard chunky tuna and water, of course. We got 3 of them. And I am that I am. I got to have my sweet potatoes. Love the sweet potato. Now, that's that stuff. And this is from the tree. From the tree, of course, you got to keep our teeth well. The few real teeth that I have. the few real teeth that I have. My teeth are in very bad shape. They're in very bad shape. At one point, they're going to have to pull out a lot of them, and Grandma's going to have to get rid of these and match them. It's just a long, sordid story. But anyways, we keep with our Listerine. Who's that? Frankie Food Lover. Hi, Frankie Food Lover, and Deb Webb. I gotta try to keep up with that chat. Anyway, we got this from the tree. It says the fresh and white. And I had to get some air freshener. I got off of work at 2:09 a.m. I clocked out. I came in here, got off early. God is amazing. And I went in here and just started the clean. And I got that. I'm gonna take you in the living room in just a moment. I dragged my mother's box into the living room. I'm going to get a knife. We're going to open it. And that is why the main reason for me going out is the paper towel from the Dollar Tree and some furniture polish. Oh, yes, indeed. Can you tell by my voice I'm very excited and I feel human? Anyways, yes. Oh, and this is it's a spray disinfectant. I'm a little bit of a germaphobe, but anyways, there you have that. Not much of a shopping trip, but I figured, well, I made the shopping trip, so I might as well share with you. Now, I'm going to pick you up and bring you into my little living room. You know what? I'm going to leave the electric plug. And I want to give you the little mini tour. Okay, you come through that door. And then, see my mother's box right there? Hee hee. And basically, this is what I have. I've got that table that I got and the lamp. Sorry for the light. And my son left the TV, but there's no remote, so I got to get a universal remote. And that's some of the stuff I'm going to put in the thing. There's the lamp that someone threw out. And that's the little couch right there. And that other couch. I'm guessing you can see all this. And of course, you end up going to the kitchen, and then you walk down this little hallway, and you come to the bathroom. See if I can light on. And yeah, see me right there. And then there's my little cabinet and my shower and my washer and dryer with junk on top. Little saying, wash your hands and brush your teeth. Okay, and then to the bedroom. And there's a little pair. Trying to see what you see. Hold on, I'm gonna make sure you can see it. Tilt. Okay, tilt. Okay. I'm gonna start there. There's my other door and my little table. I had that. Let me see. See what you're seeing. Oh, there we go. That table there, I brought it out of the living room because it's bigger. I can put my laptop on it. And there's the bed and my little fridge. Can you see the fridge? Yeah, there's my little mini fridge. Nothing in it now. And there is the desk. And there is my little closet. That takes about 60 seconds to give you the grand tour of my illustrious over 55 and older community little place. So, this is the air conditioning unit. I have it set for 77 degrees and it still went off anyway. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to turn it off because I look a hot mess. And I want to aim this so you can see. You see? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, you can see the box. Let me go get a knife. Find the right knife. Let me tell y'all something. I've got this thing that my computer sits on. Wait a minute. Let's put you up here. There, that's better. Kind of aim you, corner you right there. And I want to turn this light off. And I want to sit and talk for a second. It was supposed to be, let me make sure to check the chat. Leanne's live, hi. And, oh, Fancy. She's doing really, really good. Come here, baby. She is in the mindset of being in a little room. She's in that mindset. So she will walk out here if I'm in the kitchen for an extended period of time, but she will go back in that bedroom. Oh, I'm losing my chat. Come on. Oh, here we go. And so here we are in a little camper. Y'all remember the nightmare of the camper. And then we go to my son's, and I have that little bedroom. And then we are here, and my family's in this living room. I mean, this is their little spot. And she's in the bedroom. So in her little head, she is in a square. And when everyone was here, she would come out a little bit and just follow me, just feeling all insecure, kind of scared. But I think after a little bit of a while, she'll start to venture out. Hello, 15 people that are viewing my goofiness. And thank you for the 5 thumbs up. I'm at $90.75. Pretty soon, Grandma will get paid. And Mercy knows I bought my son a plane ticket, and he's pursuing something that he has to do for his family. And I want you to keep Miss Jessica in prayer. She's having some issues with the pregnancy. She's going to be fine, but there's certain set things that she has to do, you know. Sorry, my mind's all over the place as usual. So anyways, Miss Fancy is in, you know, mentally like a baby, and she's like in that little box. I mean, you take a cat and put her in a carrier, and you put her in an itty, you just know how small my car is, and you drag her across America, 2,000 miles, and then you throw her in a camper with her owner. So that has to get to her psyche. I know it's goofy to talk about a cat like this for some people, but I love my cat. She's my friend, you know. I love my kitty cat. She's like a baby to me. But anyways, I don't have the utility knife is somewhere in there. I'm going to try to open this. I just hope some ants don't come crawling out. Now, we got the little ant traps. I got one over there. I got one over there. They came back for a second round, and my son's like, there's ants. I'm like, oh, I got you covered. I'm sorry for being so wordy. And I apologize. Sometimes I don't keep up with this chat, and you're telling me something. You all were telling me about bending the metal pieces around, the metal little thingy around the bulb to fit the lampshade, and I completely missed it because the chat slid by. Thank you very much. The lamp shade is now on that little itty bitty bulb, and I have not wasted. Thank you so very much. But anywho, let's see. Just want to make sure you can see. But yeah, I've got my my little things here. This is a miniature version. This thing here is a miniature version of kind of, you know, I just bought it because it was small. It reminded me of my mother's little curio. And thank you very much. A couple of you told me it is a curio cabinet. It's very old. There's nothing fancy about it. The glass, 2 pieces of glass are missing. It's a sentimental thing, you know. So anyways, I think this is pretty much, this thing has been in this box for almost, since I've been here. And I've been here for almost 2 years. Isn't that crazy? Isn't it amazing how life will just get away from you? Isn't it amazing that you're helping, you're trying to help your family, and you're doing the right thing by His grace, but how things get held up and years can go by in your life? Years can go by without you taking care of yourself? Isn't that an amazing thing? You'll turn around and be 45, and then you'll turn around again and be 52. Isn't that something? I'm telling you. Oh, let me see. Yes, Miss Stephanie. I love him. That is my baby. That's why when I talk to people about their animals, I say your fur baby, you know. So that cat has kept me insane. It kept me insane. I'm insane, but kept me sane. The little bit of sanity that I do have. I'm trying to see what you see. Sorry about the noise. That's just the table. But anyways, I digress. Hope I can get this thing open. Oh man, this thing has been drug around, and I'm sorry about the lighting. It's odd. There's no ceiling light. Wait a minute. There's another light here, but I don't know. Let me see. Well, that didn't make much of a difference. But I find it. I'm sorry. I'm out of frame. But I find it kind of odd. There's no light up here, so I got to kind of figure stuff out. I mean, I got to get a shade for this thing. Someone threw this out. You know me. Anyways, enough chit chat. But yeah, I worked 7 continuous days. I thought I was gonna fall out. It was over 100 degrees back there. I thought I was going to lose my mind. I gotta tell you something else. There's this older man. Yes, I actually formed this box myself. It actually was one of those wardrobe boxes you get at U-Haul. But, see, oh, baby, I miss you. There's actually this guy that I work with. I knew he was older than me, but I didn't know how much older. And so I got into a conversation with a young man. Basically, the shift before us leaves stuff messy, and so we have to clean and get things straightened out before we start the shift. So we got into a little conversation. I don't know how we ended up talking about Mr. C. I can't think of his full name, but it begins with C. We'll just call him Mr. C. Guess how old Mr. C is? Mr. C is 80 years old. He's 80. Do you hear me? 80. He's an oxygenarian, whatever we want to call that. So I almost fainted. I go, what? He's 80? What in the world? He's back there doing the work that I do like a champ, like he's 30. I went into I almost fainted. Let me see. Yes, yes. I will be going to the thrift store. You know that, but we're kind of pacing ourselves, Get a little money, do this. Get a little, you know how we all do. That's how we all do. No big deal. But yeah, the guy is 80 years old. And so he doesn't speak a lot of English, very little bit of English. So I said to him, I said, "Tu tiene años, 80," and he says, and I said, "Tú estás trabajando, you work?" He's like, they're so humble. He's so humble. He works so hard, right? I said, "Okay, why?" I go, "Why? Get your Social Security. You get 1,000% Social Security. Get it and run, right?" He's like, "Well," I'm like, "It's okay. It's okay. He's 80. Oh, you girls know if I was 80, if the Lord let me have good health and live to 80, I'd be just sitting, sipping my tea, sitting there, Goodness sakes, girls, I'm still in shock over that. I didn't realize Mr. C was 80. Pardon my bad. But yeah, whole thing. Yeah, thank you, United States of America. We used to be able to retire earlier. Oh, I cannot tell you. That's one thing that gets me upset, man. Sorry about the noise. See how we're doing in here. Oh, no. Oh, no. We got some damage. Oh, no. Well, nothing, some nails and a few nails and a hammer can't solve. When I told you I was going to come in this living room when I was alone and open this thing, I meant it. You know something? If I had it my way, this thing would be dipped. They dip it and remove the old coating. Can't think what you call that. And I would have new glass put in it. And I would look at it the way I used to see it when I was a baby. When I was like 4 years old, I used to just kind of stare at it because she had all her doodads in there. And when you're a little girl and you see flour-covered saucers and plates and, let me see. Oh my goodness. Who is this? Adam Nabi, thank you very much. Thank you so very much. Just donated $10 to Miss Fab. Thank you. So that's like $1 million to me, brother. You understand? That's like $1 million to an old woman like me. Thank you. Don't make me cry now. For goodness sakes, thank you. That doesn't come, money does not come easy. I don't care where you come from. And even if a person has $1 million and they give you $5, that's their hard-earned money. Thank you very much. Oh, she fell apart a little bit. Not too bad. YouTube ought to do. YouTube, maybe we'd all be talking at the same time, but it'd be so nice if we could talk. Let me make sure that I didn't miss anybody. Skirt, hey, Skirty, how you doing? Yes. Here's the weird thing about it. She's saying how that I miss my family, but it's nice to. Let me make sure I get this right. I don't want to misquote you. Did I get that right? But it's nice to have the place to yourself for a bit too. Yeah, it's wonderful to see you too. Thank you so very much. It's weird, I'm taking my son to the airport. It's like right after I got off the shift, take a shower. He already was in the shower when I got in, make sure, he gets something to eat, go to the ATM, give him a little bit more money, I'm just, doing what I got to do what we got to do. And we're driving and I'm getting sad. It's like, I miss my family. And it's just this weird conundrum. You want your privacy. You want to be able to be by yourself, and at least for my personality, when you're older. But at the same time, you miss them and you worry, because this is a crazy world. People are having things happen for like zero reasons. People are being hurt for zero reasons. So you're like this, But he has to do what he has to do. I have to do what I have to do. So. Yeah, it's this weird thing. Oh, I miss him. Oh, geez, I wish somebody would pick up this. I wish this wasn't like this, at the same time, Goodness gracious, I packed this up pretty good. Probably should have bought a knife for my job, but I don't want to be running around my job wielding a safety knife, But yeah. Ooh. See, what happens is my fingers, because of the repetitive motion, sometimes they snap and get stuck in one spot, and they snap back like a rubber band. Okay, Mama. Oh, you poor little thing. I don't want to break it completely, but you can see that this is the frame for the front, and she broke on me. But that's not going to stop me. I'm going to put it back together as best as I can. It doesn't matter to me. That's not too bad considering, gotta make sure because what I'll do is I will glue the wood together and then I'll nail it back or screw it back in place. It doesn't have glass in it anyway. It's just a frame where the glass would be, for the door. Let's see. I was wondering if I can slide it out. Oh, I gotta be careful. No, we better cut a little more. I'm sorry to keep turning around and blabbing at a distance, but I just want to get this part cut. I absolutely thought I was going to lose my mind over these months. I thought I was going to lose it. A few times I did get mad. You know how moms are. We get mad. But goodness gracious. Now I'm starting to remember how I ran in a circle around it with tape. That's why it's so tough like this. That's funny. Come on. Can I get you out without breaking you? Don't want to break you. Don't fall apart on camera. Hold on. Come on. Come on. Hold on. For goodness sake, you gotta let go, honey. Oh, I see. Okay. goodness sakes. It's stuck in there. The leg is stuck. I don't want it to fall completely apart. It wants to fall apart. Woo! All right. Let me drag. I gotta be careful. It wants to fall apart on me. Okay. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Oh. Yeah, I got all kinds of pieces of wood in here. I got a kind of decorative piece. And these little pieces will have to glue back together, but it's interesting. Now, believe it or not, I am not going to do this on camera, but I got to actually break this down so I can put it out there. Let me get this out of your way, and we can chit-chat a little bit. It's kind of interesting. Let's see if I can get this to you. This is the side here, this curved glass. Let me see. Robin, hi. Woo. Simply Twee, hey. Hi, Disgruntled Gardener. Oh, hold on, I just got them taking this out of the box. It's been in there for almost 2 years, but you know what's interesting? This is the only glass, right? And I put, you know, cardboard and stuff on here. And one of the things I put on here is the statement. And I feel like crying if you let me read it to you. It says on this paper that's been on here for almost 2 years, right? Do you know someone who isn't saved? Well, what are you going to do about it? Glory to God. Jesus is returning soon. Be ready. Goodness gracious. Maybe that's for one person that'll fumble across my goofiness. But yeah, I get tearful thinking about it. Hold on. Here we go. But yeah, I got her out. She had a little bit of damage there, whatever. But what it is their finishing nails are very, very skinny. I know where to get them. And so I may even, we'll see. I may contact Tim to see what he can do because Tim is really good at that kind of thing. We're not together. He actually, as you all know, he actually met somebody else, which is fine. I don't really care. I mean, that's his life. That's not my life. That's his life. But let's take this off and see if the glass is held together. Thank you so much, Simply Twee. Nothing. Exactly, LNMC. I just hope this held. For goodness sakes, I never thought I'd open this box. But yeah, I'm going to wood glue and get some nails and put her back together. But you got to consider, if I'm 58 years old, right, and I was about 4 or 5 years old, and remember looking up at my mother, who was only 5 feet tall, looking up at her as she would take all the stuff out and clean it. You know, it's got to be 60 years old minimally. My stepfather, my sister's father, he's my stepfather, but my mother said that he bought this thing for $10. She looked out the window and he was carrying it on his shoulder. Just, you know, coming to the apartment complex, you know, and he just, you know, he bought it for her for $10. It's just a childhood memory for me. Sometimes I feel like, and it's going to sound kind of whatever, I feel kind of like it's a burden in some way because I drag it everywhere, right? But at the same time, you know, we can't bring our loved ones back. You know, we miss them. We can't bring them back. But everybody, I would say almost everybody, depending on the relationship you have with your loved one, whether it's mother, father, grandpa, grandma, child, whatever it is, there's always a little something that you have, just something, you know, and behind that necklace or any kind of piece of jewelry or a little piece of furniture or a music box or a purse or an item of clothing, there's a story. You remember seeing them wear that thing or seeing them clean that thing or just seeing something about it, you know. And so call me a fool or ridiculous, you know. My mother went through a lot. And I told y'all, some of you know, some of you don't. She used to prostitute herself. I mean, just a whole slew. You think that Maury Povich has got stories. I got stories. It didn't lessen my respect or love for her one iota. Not one. That was her life. That's what she did to try to make it, you see. Oh, let's see. Hold on. I put tape all over it, and then I put this cardboard all over. Oh, goodness gracious, that's interesting. Well, yeah, it's cracked right there. That's the glass. We gotta get that back in place. Adam Nobby, thank you very much. My goodness gracious. Thank you so very, very much, Adam. Yeah, I got to be careful because this piece holds the glass in place. Too soon. I'm going to aim you quickly. I'm sorry. This little piece here holds the glass in place. So I got to be very careful. I just want to get that off there. I just want this thing put back to 100%. The way it was when I first saw it as a child. And I want to give it to my Emma, to my granddaughter. And this may sound kind of morbid. I've had the talk with my son about, when I'm off this planet. I said, look, this is nothing, this is, a lot of people don't want to talk about that kind of thing. When I leave, let's make these arrangements and this is what I want and this, that, and the other thing. A lot of people are afraid to talk about it because they think they're going to die the next day or something or whatever, which way they're thinking, or it's just too heart-wrenching to think of. But it is a very heart-wrenching thing when a person suddenly goes and you don't know what to do. You don't know what they would have wanted, And I talked to my son about that. I said, look, I don't have much, but all the girl stuff, give it to Emma. And if I'm still working at the company, I have a little life insurance policy. I go, you're it. You go into that office and you get the life insurance policy. I said, you can go ahead and cremate me if you wish. He says, I want to keep part of the ashes. I know this is kind of morbid talk. I don't mean to be sad, but we're just without emotion discussing, okay? And I said, I would like for you to take that ashes and put it where my mother is. We have the same name. And I want you to get her a proper headstone because my sister Daisy, that's a long sordid story. I don't want to sit here and hammer and beat up on people, but she kind of did something with money that she shouldn't have done, let's just say. My mother never got a headstone, just a piece of cement with her name looked like printed on it. Like it cost $5. That's a long sordid story. But I said, get the headstone. I go, have her name there and mine and say together again at last. It's going to be done with it. If you want to cry, go ahead and cry, but keep going because if you don't keep coming, if you keep crying, if you're going to choose to cry and go on and drag on for weeks and months and stuff like that, I'm going to come into your dreams and chase you around in your dreams. I'm gonna haunt you. You better stop. I'm just messing, but that's what I told him. Anyways, this is the rounded glass. Need one on the other side, and then a flat. The glass for the front is pretty simple. It's just a rectangle. So now I gotta kind of bear hug it and slide her into the corner. And then I don't kind of want to mess. I do have the shelves, but I don't think I should mess. Hold on, let me turn this. You poor little thing. Yeesh. Poor little thing went through heck. I hope. Remember the story they had on the person was delivering packages. I don't know if it was Federal Express or something like this, right? And they showed the guy literally picked the guy's stuff up and tossed it over the fence. Whew. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know. And the guy happened to have security cameras, and they caught it. I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't think they could really do that with this, but I suppose if my stepdad carried on his shoulder, I'm sure somebody could probably pick it up. I mean, I can kind of finagle it around. It's just kind of, you know, boxy, goofy-like. I'm sorry if I'm being too wordy. Can y'all tell I don't have adult company? Okay. Here we go. Okay, Mom. This. Oh. And this is supposed to be see the old-fashioned keyhole? This is where the rectangle glass would go, like, let's see. Oh, it goes this way. This is upside down. This goes, oh, good. That's pretty good. It's a tongue and groove, you know? That's still intact, so we just take that and then we'll just glue that back in place and hammer that back in place. And I've got the 3 semicircle shelves. Just 1 second. Should have brought them out here. I'm coming. I've got the 3 shelves, which is kind of interesting. They basically go in that way, right? And then if you look here, this is a groove, and that's where your plates sit, you see. Freaking awesome. I really, really like this thing. And then, you know, of course, the other one's the same way. There's 3 of them. Same way with the groove. But this one has hooks underneath, and you hang your little cups, you see, right there. And I usually, I remember her having this in the middle, and she would hang little teacups. Yeah. Sorry. And I have a few of the items I can share with you, because I kind of want to put it together. Adam Nabi, you've been very, very generous to me, and I want to thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. And I showed you already. Yeah. And I told my son, I know this is going to sound weird, I said, take a picture of your grandmother. Put it on your phone. And take it with you. You know, take it with you. So some of the items, still paper and stuff in here. It's like this little teapot. Just want to show you the things. I don't have much left, but I do remember this. It's like when I went to Carmen's place years ago. My older sister, who collects antiques, my older sister has a 3-story house and is an administrator. My older sister is doing, let's just say, I think she owns her home now, and she's doing quite well. She's doing quite well. But she collects antiques, and she always wanted that thing. And so I came to visit. I used to go to Connecticut every year, and I was with my husband Christopher at the time, and she just looked at me and said, "Take it with you." And that's I know that's kind of whatever, doesn't mean a hill of beans to anybody else, but to the three of us, it was a big deal. You know, for me, it was an emotional big deal. For my older sister, it was a ching-ching deal. Don't let me get started with that. It's ching-ching-ching. It had all the glass. It was perfect. And anyways, I digress. I said, "Are you sure?" She said, "She keeps asking me every time she comes over. She keeps asking me for it." She goes, "You should have it." She goes, "Would you please take that with you?" I said, "Okay." Even to the last moment before, I said, "Are you sure?" She's like, "Yeah, take it." That's how I ended up with it. And it's been taking a grand tour of the United States. That thing has traveled more than me. Anyways, got a little bit of damage to it, but I don't even know this pirate. You know, a lot of these things are for drinking. I don't drink, but you see the little corkscrew. This is way old school, and it actually has the. Let me look at the chat. I'm sorry. When you are going to be making more videos just to have someone to talk to. Budget madam, hi. Suprius plus size fashion designer, hey. And C Mendoza, hey. I just got the thing out of my mother's thingy out of the box. I don't know if you were here for that or not. And I was just sharing some of the things. And yes, I drove my son to the airport yesterday morning. And so I said when that would happen, when I was finally alone, I'd come on here. I don't know. Seemed like people were doing a lot of drinking because this little poodle is about 60 years old. I kid you not, and maybe older. And it actually has little plastic shot, you know. And this thing comes off, and you pour liquor in there. I do not use them for liquor. And then I found this little hobo thing. I don't know much about it, but it's just an old little doll thingy. I know this isn't the most exciting thing, but what can I say? This is my life. Go to work, come home. Go to work, come home. Go to work, come home. Work, 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 work. Oh yeah, this is the thing that just about killed me. This is the thing that broke. And basically, I got to put this back together. It basically is it held coffee. Instant coffee. Or I'm sorry, honey. Getting the other thing mixed up. It was a container that held honey. You see. Got all the pieces. That tore me up right there. I was so mad. You know, and all Tim could say was, "I'm sorry." I felt like popping him in the head. But basically, you can kind of see where poor little thing. I said, I'm grabbing every single little piece. I'm going to glue her back together somehow and put her in there. Come here, boo-boo. Somebody was asking about you. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Oh, she's walking away. And then you have these little, let me keep going. You have these little teacup things like this. I think this is so cute, you know. Goodness gracious. I hope nothing else broke, you know what? Also, the stuff that goes in the smaller one, right? You see the two shelves right there and right there. I have little mini things, itty bitties. Yes, I'm a goofball. These are pretty cute. And I think there's like 8 of them, and they have etched roses on them. And I thought they were so pretty. I saw them at a garage sale or something. Yeah, I like that. Like I said, I don't have much, but stuff doesn't mean that much. See, this actually went in that other thing. This actually held together. It goes in the jar. You see how that's like that to get honey, and that's what that thing was for. But this actually held together. Thing is so old. That was an owie. And then just various. Hold on. This is a candle, and I think somebody sent this to me. Somebody actually sent me that. And then, like for the itty bitty, perfume bottle. Hold on, I'm trying to these little I don't know what you call these things. I got the tops for them, but these go on the small one. You see, I don't know. I'm not the most creative person, but when I saw the little thing, for some goofy reason, I thought, oh, mini version of the big thing. And this, my friend Roxanne, I used to work with her. She was my son's first babysitter. This is the cutest thing you're ever going to see. Here you got Momma, right? I hope I can hold them up so you can see them properly. Maybe if I put them on the plate. I just fell to pieces when I saw this. Let's see if I can get close enough. These are the kittens that go. I can do this just right for you. These are the kittens. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Isn't that the pot? Now that's got to be the cutest thing. My gosh. I told you, I'm like a cat. Little things like, you know, I stop. It's like those lights that they have for cats. All of a sudden you go, that's how I am. Doesn't take much to excite or entertain me, right? Oh, I'm just a hot mess. Let me see if there's anything. And I don't know why I liked her. But here you have something. She looks like she's a doll herself, a little girl. And she's holding like little dolls herself. I thought that was kind of cute. I like sitting her right in the middle of it, and the small one, you know. I do not know where I got this from. It V-E-R-A-U-D. V is in victory, E-R-A-U-D. And it's not made in China, but I just thought this was very interesting. I have no idea where I got it from. It's pretty heavy piece of pottery, and I don't know. I just find certain set things interesting. You know, have you ever done that? You're in the store, you're in the Goodwill, if you like doing that kind of shopping, and you're in there and you just see a painting, a cup, just something you look at it and you go, oh no, and you walk away and you try to get away from it. Then you're done shopping, you look at your money and go, you know what, I want that thing, and you run back and get it. You've seen these have never been in there, but you've seen these already. And hallelujah miracle, they made it. Yeah, they made it from the other place. Well, from my son's other place. Did I get this here? Yeah, I got these here. Yes, I did. And I have her sister in there somewhere. But yeah. Teacup, which I think is very cute. And then there's the top. I want to show you that it actually has the top that goes to it. Losing you. Come on back to me. Maybe. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's see. DC, Kool-Aid, and Lisa. Hi. I'm trying to make sure I acknowledge everybody. And I'll just show a few more, then we'll stop. This bottle, was this the bottle? Yeah, when I was in a little town called Naples, and like Naples, Italy, but Naples, New York, we were digging up, and this was in the dirt, like way in the dirt. I saw the top of it, and I just pulled it out, and I thought it was kind of interesting, so I just kept it. It's the old, you can tell by the waviness of the glass, it's old. So I said, okay, well, I'll just keep it. I kind of cleaned it out a little bit, you know. Like I said, I don't have things that they aren't worth it. There's the top of that one. They aren't worth a hill of beans, but they're just little things. We all have them. We all have something, you know. And hopefully she's together. Here's the sister. I suspect, because, you know, they're each holding something. I think they're very pretty. I suspect these two were sitting in that shop. I think there's a lot more of these, but probably someone brought a set in. You know how sometimes they have a set and somebody will break one and then just bring two in? There's something within me tells me there's more than just these two. I would flip. Oh, I don't know if I could totally flip, but maybe fall down and waddle my way back up. But wouldn't that be something if I kind of hunted and pecked around a little bit and I could find like another one and make it triplets, you know? But yeah, even the back has the little detail, the kimono. Thought that was kind of, I don't know, something about it. I just like something representing just each of the different cultures. I find that kind of interesting, you know? What am I going to have everything from Puerto Rico in here? What? I can't, you know. Let me stop. Kitty cat. And of course, got to have the moo-moo. Goodness gracious, kids. I used to have a lot of stuff. I don't know. And for the mini, that's kind of cute. Very teeny. And then I remember this definitely as a child in my mother. It's kind of 60-ish. Kind of reminds me of the 1960s, the way the glass is. You know what? Kind of interesting. But yeah, I don't really want to put anything in there. We're going to get that glued and put all back together and nailed and put the way it should be. Then I'll feel confident to put the shelving in there. Shelving's kind of heavy. But yeah. And this is from when Grandma was in school. It's God Bless America commemorative plate, 1977. And it actually has on the back, I think it's even numbered. But I just, you know, I'm a 70s person, so I just thought that was interesting because it said 1977 on it, and that caught my attention, so on and so forth. You know, when you find something, the year you were a teenager or the year you were born, stuff like that, I find that kind of interesting. And just like the little itty tiny little plates, the teeny ones. I have saucers that go with it. I don't want to belabor this too long because I know this is like, you know. Okay, here we go. Kind of like that, you see. Like that. And, oh yeah. That is the teeniest little bottle. And that would be the whiskers from my kitty cat. The one, not the ones they fell out. I'm not running around chasing her, pulling her whiskers. but, but yeah, I thought that was kind of cute. It's so tiny. So you take all the mini things and you put the little mini things in there. And is there anything else in there, Miss Fab? Do you have anything exciting to show us? Not really. But there you have it. I got to be careful here. Put some of the stuff back in this little thing. I got this thing from the Dollar Tree. And there is the big and the little. I like those. It's all these different interesting things. I don't know. Get a cup of coffee and just look at the things, right? Sometimes they can bring on conversation when you have company, something to talk about, and the people relate it, and they remember seeing things like that when they were young, that kind of thing, you know? But that is about it. I gotta get the right kind of shade for that lamp. Someone tossed it out, and you know me, I go outside, and you know, I could see one of my neighbors looking at me. And I'm like, go ahead, you're going to look at me open this dumpster lid, and you're going to look at me take this lamp out and walk it into my front door. I've never, I used to kind of be embarrassed about it or whatever, but not anymore. You'd be amazed at what people, you have trash days in regular places, garbage day, and then you have garbage days in communities where people are a little more affluent. And those kind of communities, they just get bored with something that we would keep forever, It's just a matter, if you have that kind of you have those financial resources, like we could get bored with a Dollar Tree vase and say, I'm bored with this vase. Let me see if my sister or auntie wants it, because I just want to change the color in this room. And then you go over to the tree or somewhere else and get another one a different color. That's what everyday ordinary. But for other folks, not so. They have things that we would consider to be interesting and valuable. And we'd go, oh my gosh, I can't believe they threw that away. I want to thank you so much for being very patient with me. Let me see. Things should be recycled and repurposed. Exactly. Our landfills are overfilled. Exactly. Yeah, I forget who this was that told me that story where they were riding around. Was I with that person or somebody tell me the story? But anyway, the story goes like this. They're riding around in Penfield and Pittsford, New York. In Pittsford and Penfield, they're more affluent people, doctors and stuff like that. And so it was the trash day, and they were driving by, and there was an air conditioner outside. I think it was in Penfield. I hope I don't get my stories mixed up. I tend to do that too. And so they stop, and they're looking at it, and they're thinking, well, you know what? It looks brand new. I ought to just, I had the truck. Put it in the truck, we'll try it out. If it's no good, then we'll get rid of it where we are, And so as they were, just about ready to load it, the lady or man or whoever it was come outside, oh, it works. Oh, we just got another one. That was too small. It's just too small. A whole air conditioner, brand new. Oh, it's too small. Put it outside. I'm like, got it home. That might have been my sister Carmen telling me that story. Her boyfriend got it for her. He plugged it in. He got some pieces of wood or whatever, made a little frame. And when I got there, I believe that's the story. She's like, thing was running. Everyone's at a different, not snubbing my nose at anybody or being a smart aleck about someone's station in life. Everyone's born into a certain set station of life. Some people are born poor and they work their way through. They go to school, they become a doctor, and they become very affluent. Some, They come from a wealthy family or a family that's doing quite well, work real hard for everything, and they're doing well, and their children go to good schools, and both people are living right beside each other. It doesn't matter where you start. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if someone has a barrel full of money or a few dollars. It doesn't matter. It's the character, the kind heart of a person. That's all that matters. I'm gonna leave this planet, and someone else is gonna be looking at this plate and putting it on a shelf somewhere. You know. Hate to be so don't mean to laugh at myself like that, but it's just the truth. They're just things. I think as you start to live, you start to realize what's important and what isn't. This is purely sentimental. But guess what? When this whole wrinkly thing drops and I pop out of my head or which way it works, I'm going to be standing before somebody, and he's not gonna. This is not going to be sitting up there waiting for me. You know, some people put a lot of emphasis on things. You got to be real careful with that. There's nothing wrong with having nice things and enjoying them and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, I don't think there are any red bottom shoes, Dolce Gabbana, Gucci, whatever way you want to refer to something as being fancy or pricey. I don't think that's up there. I think there's a custom catered white robe for each and every one of you. Custom catered, no Dolce Gabbana, but from the best designer. From the best designer. Oh, yes, indeed. Come on now. So, yeah, I feel kind of bad, but you know what? It could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. We got a few broken pieces to glue. And we get that frame back together, let that glue and set, nail those corners back up with some tiny little finishing nails. Some of the nails are just sticking out. I can kind of get them out and redo it. I am secondhand Rose with my secondhand pose and clothes, my friends. And it's all good. It was, like I said, I got out at 2:09 a.m. this morning. All of a sudden, things started getting real quiet. I'm like, uh-oh, I think we're leaving early. Because, I mean, we've been running it for 7 days continuous. You should see the looks on people's faces. Lead me to peace, Jeannie. Hey, I got it open. I don't know if you were here for that, but there it is. Broken in a few spots, but we got her open. And I forgot what I was. Oh, yeah. So I get off at 2:09 and I pull in and I look at the living room. And normally I'm awake I get off at 8 o'clock in the morning here. And I'm up sometimes till 12 noon, 11, 1. So I looked at my coffee. I still have the coffee in my mug that I brought to work. I poured it out into a little saucepan. I heated it up. And I came in here. I got the bedding and folded. I still have to wash it. And I swept and swept and swept and swept and cleaned and stuff like that. And you have your family, all of them, for over 4 months. And then my son here for 5. You know, things just get kind of messy. I mean, it wasn't like, it was just needed to be swept and cleaned. And I opened all the windows. By the time it was said and done, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. Because I'm a little bit of a nut job, you know. I'll sweep the floor, see one speck of dirt, go back and sweep and sweep and sweep and sweep and sweep till I feel nothing under my toe. Then I'm down there, you know. You know how we do, girls. Come on, you know how we do. Things have to be a certain set way, the way we like it, you know. And I, you know, did some laundry, did some dishes, cleaned the kitchen. And today I emptied the fridge of all the whatever, you know, there's stuff sitting in the back. You know, when something's sitting there and it's got fuzz on it and it's winking at you, it's time, it's got to go. It's time. Starts talking to you, it's time to go. So I got the fridge cleaned out, the kitchen cleaned up, and my work clothes washed. I have tonight and tomorrow night off. Actually got off 6 hours early. And I got into the vehicle. I said, thank you, Lord. I go, you knew this was going to happen. You knew this. You knew that I got off of work and had to drive into the airport. I was tired. I had to go in that night. You knew. And gave me some hours off. And I've had 3 vacation days left. I used 2 of those vacation days for the last 2 days I had off. So the check could be bigger, making up the difference for that airplane ticket. You know what I mean? We figure a way. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. We're just sitting there juggling around. Okay, if I do this, and then I do that, and I save that, and I do this, I'll do without that, and I'll do this. You know what? We got it. We got this, we got this, we got this. I said, let's get online now. You want to do it? I did. Do it now while I have the money. Don't do it while I have the money. I can figure out a way to spend money stupidly. So I'm cleaning. And I get over to that couch right there. I lift the pillows and I'm vacuuming. Got my little wet dry back, my little one. Emma. She was looking and looking and looking for this little thing. And I don't even know what these things are, but apparently the kids like these a lot. They're so tiny. Look how tiny these things are. I have no clue. Oopsie, I'm sorry. They're so small. And I don't know. Let me see. Yes, it is a DIY pride. And I don't know. I think it's pretty simple. To me, it's like putting a puzzle together. You know, I'm kind of ignorant when it comes to that kind of thing. But I think with if I just do it with love, I know that sounds kind of stupid, but if I do it with love, you just take your time and just glue the little pieces together first, and then take that and then put that to that frame and then nail the frame, and there you go. That's in my head, I just kind of picture it like that. Well, my friends, what's going on out in YouTubeville? I've been watching some videos, but I've been working. I still can't get over the fact that guy is 80. He's 80. He does my job. Picture a normal size trash can. Let me back up. Picture a trash can with just a regular size trash can. Now fill it to the top with potatoes. Fill it to the top. You know what a 20-pound bag of potatoes feels like? Imagine that's about 5 times. It's on wheels. And you take it over to this thing. And I have to throw some out because it's too heavy. Then I'm literally cupping this thing, backing it up with the wheels and shoving it onto this platform. And then you take a foot pedal and you foot pedal that thing. And foot pedal till it gets up and meets the lip of the dumpster. Then you take it, and you better make sure you turn it completely upside down, because if you don't, it's going to be interesting. You flip it, and then you flip it back, and then you get a water hose. A lot of people don't use the water hose, but I can't stand the smell of stinky vegetables. And you hose that all out, and you empty that into the drain. And do that about 25 times. And then that's when the vegetables stop. You kind of run in between. And then you get slivers on the floor. Get a water hose. And you hose all that into the drain, and then you take up some more potatoes, and then you throw it in the thing. I'm starting I'm starting to get muscles. Can you see that? It's flabby, but I'm starting to get muscles. Now you envision all that. I'm not complaining, I'm just describing. Picture Mr. C. Mr. C is 80. And it's about 110 degrees back there. Now, one big fan about that big in diameter. And a few feet away from you, behind you, from the length of that wall to, let's say, the kitchen cabinet over there, the first one under the lights, is a square stainless steel container full of grease, full of oil. And it's cooking. It's cooking. And it's right behind you. Yep. So you go back there and you got your, you go back there and you sit your butt down. There's a stool that kind of folds out. You can sit in it. There's only one. And yeah, life can be very interesting. If I ever try to front or act glamorous, y'all yell at me right quick. Yell at me right quick. Oh yeah, Miss Veggie Lady, really? Yeah, I got muscles. The rest of me's flabby. You know what I describe myself as? Is I know you don't insult yourself, Miss Fab, but I face reality because I'm 58 and 9 months now, I think, right? And so the first wrinkle I remember, the first part of the turkey neck I remember was right here. The first little wrinkle, I was driving and the sunlight hit me in the face. And I looked up and saw the first little let go. It starts letting go. It starts letting go. I know some of you ladies don't want to hear about this, but to the rest of you, and there comes the beginning, right? And then, of course, everything that was north is going south, and I describe it, I'm like a freaking melted candle. You get a beautiful candle. It's so smooth, so pretty. You got it on a nice little, fancy plate, Maybe it's got a little gold leaf around it with a little thing you hold it. Oh my gosh, that candle's so pretty. Right? That candle's so firm and smooth, You could knock it over and it would stay the same shape, Then you light it. And you light it, and after a while, it starts to get liquidy, and it starts to drip, and then by the end of the night, well, that's what's happening to me. I'm a freaking candle, and I've been lit. And you're lit. That's the years that go by, and little by little, it's like I feel like I'm melting like a candle. I don't take it too serious. I think I used to get upset in my 30s. I used to get upset in my 30s because that was so close to 20. And it wasn't the age of 30 that made me cry. It was the age of 29. Don't ask me why. We have that quiet little cry. We don't tell nobody. You just kind of go in the room and you kind of look at yourself in the mirror a little bit, and you just start looking and seeing stuff, You start checking yourself out and you have a little pity party, feel sorry I'm getting old, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about y'all at all. I'm talking about me. And so I remember when I used to walk down the street, people would look back and kind of smile at me. Now they kind of look back and go, oh. Oh my gosh. Or maybe there's a 20-year-old behind you to think he's looking at you, but he's looking at who's behind you. I'm sorry. Am I being too real? We can't sit here and fret about it. Try to look the best we can and work with what we have. Put it together and just keep going. And don't worry about what anybody else has to say. Don't worry about you feel like you're getting a look of disapproval. Don't worry about that. They don't know who you are. They've never sat down and had a cup of coffee with you. They don't know who you are as a person. They don't know how wonderful you are as a person. They don't realize that if their car broke down, you'd be calling 911 or calling a tow truck for them and helping them and bringing them a cold water as they sat in their car. They don't know you. And that's the problem. Everything is microwave and so quick now. Everybody's trying to look, not everybody, but some folks are all trying to look kind of cookie cutter of one another. Shell, this doesn't mean anything. This means nothing. That's what's going on up here and what's coming out of here and what's coming out, especially coming out of here. That's what's important. Don't worry about what anybody thinks. I just smile. I just smile and look at my roots. Yeah, I got to do my roots. Oh, let me show you what I use. Give me. I hope you got a good laugh on that one. Oh, Lord have mercy. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, I'm coming. Goodness gracious, I got all these lights on like I'm rich. Yeah, I'm overdue, but I was too tired. It's a long process. I gotta wash my hair, and then I gotta wait a day, and then I gotta drag a chair from in there into the bathroom, and then I gotta sit there, you know. But lately, for $2.97, Color Silk, beautiful color, ammonia-free, #1 in the USA. And the color is deep burgundy, number 34. And you get this at Walmart for $2, at least here in the great state, or the state of Oregon. Sorry, Oregon. The great state of Oregon for $2.97. You have Walmart, you have Fiesta Foods, you have Safeway. Walmart is where I live. Walmart, Walmart, Walmart. And let me tell you something. I drove my son to Washington State, to the Pasco or whatever, the airport there. And when you pull in there, it says, welcome to Washington State, right? You pull in there and start seeing normalcy. You start seeing KFC, you start seeing lots of lights, buildings, dentist offices, all big like what I'm used to. I'm like, goodness gracious, son. He goes, yeah. I mean, we were just driving. I'm looking around. I wanted to kind of go get some chicken, but I didn't have time. We were just driving around. And it felt like normalcy, you know. But the thing of it is, as an older lady living in this smaller town, relatively safe, it's probably more my speed at the moment. I wanted to get on the plane with him. Just to get away from here for a little while. I'm not hating on anybody. Let's see. Yes, Sonic Grace, how you doing, brother? Give you the virtual hug. One of these days, I'm going to get to Texas. I'm going to get to Texas and attend your church. Yes, I am. I'll get a little itty-bitty hotel or whatever. We'll go out and have lunch or something. I'll go over there and we'll worship the Lord in person. Watch you be up there and sing with your group. They have a group of people that sing, you know, the musicians and stuff, you know, at his church. Oh, okay. Oh, raindrops on roses. Before you know it, you're 56. Thankful every day. Exactly. Raindrops on Roses. Oh my gosh, I like that name. Raindrops on Roses. Sabria's plus size fashion designer. Sonic Grace. Disgruntled Gardener. Loretta Dot. Loretta Dot. Hi. It's so good to see you. It's so wonderful to see you. And Adam Nobby, I don't think Adam is still here. Child, that gentleman made some donations. I almost fainted. It's a wonderful thing. You want to hear something? Talking about not donations, but I had a few cans. The return thingy here is 10 cents, right? And so what people do is they try to come from Washington into Oregon. They're spending I don't know what it is there, maybe a nickel, maybe, I'm not sure. And you can't go from Washington and come here to Oregon and return your cans. It's a big no-no. So I was about to go in and get I think I had like about $3 worth, you know, because I'm driving by it to come home after going to the stores. I go, this makes no sense to go another day, save gas. So I stop and I'm about to go in and this guy says, hey, do you want these bottles? We're from Washington State and they won't let us, you know, return them here. I'm like, okay, I'll take them. And I go inside and the guy looks at me, he goes, where? He goes, you're from Oregon, right? I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, He just kind of looked, he's a security guy. He goes, well, he goes, this brand bottle won't work here, but all the rest will. Go ahead. So I came out of there, instead of like $3, I came out of there with $9.50. How about it? And y'all know, it doesn't mean, some people that's not a lot of money, but to a lot of us, that's a lot of money. So instead of $3, I came out of there at about, I think it was $9.50. And that's something. I said, Lord, you always figure a way, because I had just spent some money and now I got part of it back, you see. I know that sounds kind of goofy, but I just feel, I don't know how to describe that. I just feel like you get a little portion back. And I feel like the past 5 months, with my family was a test, and telling them what I, believe, and then actually living it, not just saying it. Things, I can talk about it now, but things got very interesting, and things got kind of difficult. The things got freaking scary, But every time I turned around, something like the bottle return thing that happened to me today would happen. Let's see. And he just sort of kind of held me through it and told me to shut up and stop complaining quietly to myself. Don't you dare complain. Don't complain. I got you. He's got you. He has you. And then what happened? What happened? All tired after the 7 days, saying, oh, geez, I got about 6 hours to go. It starts to get quiet. And all of a sudden, shh, I'm acting like you're right there with me at work. You hear the air that's normally noisy, deafening. Somebody comes by and you hear a flip of a switch. And it gets very quiet. And I'm just kind of looking around. And I start cleaning up like I'm going home. And something said, you're going home. And I went out to the front. You got to make for sure now. Hey, boss. Hello. Yeah. I got my area cleaned up because everything's clean. He said, is it okay to go? He goes, yeah, you can go. You got to make sure. Taking off my apron, taking off my stuff. Running to my little car. Came in and did everything else I just described. But yeah. Anyways, I think I should let you go just for now. Let me see. Okay, bottle saving money to take care of yourself can be challenging for anyone. Yeah, and unless you're and God bless them. I'm telling you, I see a few people with a grocery cart, and they've got those 40-gallon bags. You can do up to $35 per visit. And they're walking in there, playing with the style. They're walking in there, or they're pushing. And when I got in the car, it was 104 degrees. And of course, after I opened the windows, it was 100 degrees. And I'm pulling up in my little car. And I see a grown man pushing a cart. He's got a big bag in the cart, got a bag on the other car, tied here, and he's trying to hold on, and he's pushing this thing to go get him some money. It just makes me have a proper perspective on things. What was I complaining about again? Anyways, thank you so very much for tuning into the madness that is my life. Thank you all so very much. And thank you, oh my goodness, for the 29 thumbs up. Wow, 29, that's a lot. Thank you so very much. sometimes I just want to turn this thing on from when I wake up and just stay here with you all day sometimes, you know. Sometimes I get a little bit lonely, you know, just a little bit. And I just talked to my son. He's fine. He had to wait for someone to pick him up, and it was being delayed, so on and so forth. Thank you very much for tuning in to my goofiness. Thank you very much for your prayers, which have all been answered and saw me through. I'm taking it. I'm taking it a day at a time, as are many of you. Many of you are dealing just like me. I think that's what we have in common. We all wake up having to take care of what we need to, and sometimes it's very challenging. And sometimes it's someone will have you in tears. You know, sometimes a coworker will have you in tears, and sometimes people will make you feel so rejected. But you got to look beyond them because they're hurting for some goofy reason. It's easy for them to sit there and put you down or try to make you feel bad. Makes them feel better and not think about the challenges that they're facing. And maybe they don't believe what you believe. They don't believe in a creator of the universe. You do. And that's what keeps us going. Thank you so very much for tuning in to me. And Adam Nabi, I don't know if you're still here. Thank you so very much for what you have done for me. Bye, everybody. I gotta click on the end stream. Thank you so much. Love you.